This is an Android TV box which comes with the standard Android version. It supports Netflix, streaming apps such as YouTube in 4K HDR, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos and a lot more, and even handles heavier games. It comes with this remote control, which is the Minix A3 Plus, and it's not cheap, probably the best in its class, but let's try to find out if it's worth it or not. One of the downsides is that it has a fingerprint magnet right over here, but once I finish this video, I will clean it up and put it right over there so that I can keep on playing with it. Now, it's called the Minix U8K. It features the latest AM Logic S928XK, which is the top of the line from AM Logic. It also has 8 GB of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. At the back, it has a USB-C for power, HDMI 2.1, gigabit Ethernet, optical out, and 3.5mm audio jack. On the right side, a power button, USB 3.0, a USB 2.0, microSD slot, and a reset button. When we turn on the box, we will see the Minix Metro launcher. Now, we can install any other launcher and give it a completely different look, but let's take a look at this one. This launcher will allow us to create shortcuts in different categories so that we can organize our apps. Now, apps can be installed from the Google Play Store, which is how I prefer, but it also comes with the APK Pure pre-installed, so if you want to download and install some APKs, you will be just fine. We can use TV optimized apps like YouTube, or we can use the mobile-oriented apps like Chrome, for example, where we can navigate and we can use keyboard and mouse like we had our phone connected to the TV, which is one of the biggest advantages of these Android TV box. The same applies to any other app that we want and even some games. If we are going to use it as a TV box, then the A3 Pro will be the best choice. It's the ideal if we are navigating between apps, especially if we are using streaming apps. It has a Bluetooth connectivity with the box, and it also has the Air Mouse functionality, which we can point at anything on the screen and select it, just like we would if we were using a mouse. It has a lot of shortcut buttons, especially for multimedia controls, and it also has a microphone so that we can use Google Assistant, for example. And despite being an accessory, we have seen quite a few remote controls here on the channel, and this, although it's an accessory for this pack, it's one of the best that I've seen so far. And by the way, it also has a keyboard at the back, just in case I haven't mentioned already. Now, with the CPU, RAM and storage that comes here, we can easily play heavy games. Some weaker devices that we have seen here are just not capable, and in terms of performance of the CPU, just so that we can compare with the device that I love, which is the NVIDIA Shield, and it has the CPU Tegra X1, which is one of the fastest, although it was released back in 2019. It's still one of my favorite Android TV boxes, but it has one limitation, which is the Android TV, which is great for some things, but a bit limited for other things. Right over here, we have a performance which is very similar to the Tegra X1 and is superior in some areas, like the GPU, for example, a little bit inferior in terms of multitasking performance. And this means that we will have the same performance as the NVIDIA Shield, for example, but with the Android version, which is very similar to the one that we have on our mobile phone. So it's like having a mobile phone connected to our TV with the same performance of the NVIDIA Shield TV. Of course, with the benefits that we will be able to use desktop apps, which we can't on the NVIDIA Shield TV. But we can play Netflix 4K on the NVIDIA Shield TV, and here only 1080. So it depends on what we are looking for. I played with a few 4K videos, which played just seamlessly without any issues whatsoever on my local network, and even on streaming services like YouTube, for example, no issues at all. It also has a feature which is the AI upscaling, which we have seen in the past, including on the NVIDIA Shield TV, which will enhance 1080 content to 4K without losing quality, which is something really, really cool. Now, who's this Android TV box for? And in my opinion, exactly as I said before, for someone looking for the kind of performance that we have on the NVIDIA Shield TV, but on the Android mobile version, so that we have a bit more freedom to do a lot more than we can on the Android TV side of things. Now, if you ask me if it's the right choice, it depends on what you are looking for. If you prefer apps like Netflix and you want Netflix at 4K and those kind of apps, then probably you are not looking for this. You are looking for NVIDIA Shield TV or something similar with Google TV or Android TV. On the other hand, if you want the freedom to install apps like you would on your mobile phone, and I gave the example of Google Chrome, but we can install any other app. For example, if I want to install the Office suite right over here and treat it as a computer, I can play games and I can do a lot more than we can't on the Android TV side. So I believe that this is for that audience, for someone that wants something powerful with a lot of RAM, 8 gigabytes, unlike the NVIDIA Shield, which only has 3, 128 gigs of storage, unlike the NVIDIA Shield, which only has 16, and the AM Logic S928XK, which is a beast. That being said, I will leave the link down below. Don't be scared with the price, but I believe that in some cases will be totally worth it if you can take advantage of what you have here in terms of hardware. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video in the video, so don't forget the usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.